You made a comment earlier today when you were asked about the president's description of the news media as the enemy of the people. You know, this is a very sensitive, certainly, topic here at the Washington Post at this particular moment while we are mourning one of our colleagues who was slain apparently at the hands of the Saudi Arabian government because he criticized them. What you had to say is that you thought the news media of this country has earned it, has earned the label enemy of the people.
Yeah, let me go back and point out, before I said that, I said anyone who sends bombs is engaged in attempted murder and should be tried for attempted murder and should be given the full weight of the law because we cannot tolerate violence. So I think there's a difference between saying, what's my analytical view and what would I do? I have the same thing with Khashoggi. I've said publicly the Saudi Arabian position is absurdly stupid. They're not going to be able to sustain it, and they're going to have to ultimately, my guess is they'll ultimately punish 12 to 15 people.
But do you really think the news media?
I believe, in a way that you may be uncomfortable with, I believe when you have analyses that say 92% of the coverage is anti-Trump, there's something really profoundly wrong. I think when you have people on some networks who describe Trump over and over again as a racist, as being like Hitler, there's something profoundly wrong. We had one columnist who's supposedly a conservative who said he'd rather vote for Joseph Stalin than Donald Trump. Stalin killed 30 million people. So when
you're talking about one columnist. I mean, the president describes the news media collectively as the enemy of the people.
Well, 92% that's the estimate of the negative coverage that the news media gives Donald J. Trump. That's not my number. That's an analysis.
Then you could argue that they are the critics of the president, not the enemy of the people, wouldn't you think?
You could argue that. And if you want to, it's a free country. If you would like to argue that, be my guest.
Well, we're just trying to keep it a free country.
By the way, we're very old friends, so I think I can say this. There's an arrogance to that statement that people here ought to think about. Every person I know in this administration is dedicated to this country remaining free. And to suggest that the news media has a special virtue over the rest of us, I think, is a profound misunderstanding. And remember, Jefferson and Hamilton each paid newspapers to smear the other. We have a very old tradition of political media in the United States, although we haven't had a vice president shoot a secretary of the Treasury in 200 years.